Good morning, my dear students. Today let us discuss the next topic from the lesson, chemical bonding. In this chemical bonding lesson, till now we have completed the Lewis-Dart structure we have seen and electronic theory of valence. In that electronic theory of valence, ionic bond and covalent bond also we have discussed. And next one it is Vesper theory, valential electron pair repulsion theory also completed. And in the before session we have completed about the valence bond theory. And today we are going to discuss about the hybridization. For the better explanation of hybridization, first of all we need to understand the beryllium chloride molecule, how it is forming and how it is making covalent bonds with chlorine atoms. Let us see. The beryllium electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2. Generally, if it has no unpaired electrons, it is not supposed to participate in the chemical bonding. That's why it is expected not to form covalent bonds. But it forms two covalent bonds, one each with two chlorine atoms. Do you remember we have discussed about this beryllium chloride formation, molecule formation in electron pair repulsion theory. There we have discussed that beryllium is called as electron deficient molecule because each chlorine atoms they are surrounded with 8 electrons each, but not the beryllium. If you got doubt, go through the textbook and calculate the electrons around the molecule. Beryllium is an electron deficient molecule. For this better explanation, then excited state is suggested for beryllium, in which an electron from 2s shifts to 2p level. Okay. In ground state, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2. But when the beryllium it is in excited state, that means one electron from the 2s orbital, it jumps to the next orbital, that is 2px. Then beryllium is ready to form covalent bonds with two chlorine atoms. Observe this one. Beryllium atom, ground state electronic configuration here. The 2p orbitals consist 0 electrons here. There is no unpaired electron. But when it is in excited state, from 2s2 orbital, one electron jumps to 2px1. How many unpaired electrons are there ready to participate in the chemical bonding here? 2 unpaired electrons. Now, chlorine atom electronic configuration 3pz1. One unpaired electron in 3pz orbital. Now, is it okay? The condition is okay. As in the previous class we have discussed in the valence bond theory. So, here 2 unpaired electrons in beryllium and here in 2 unpaired electrons in each chlorine atom. So, 2 covalent bonds are formed here. One bond it is in between 2s orbital of beryllium and 3p orbital of chlorine, that is sigma 2s 3p. The next bond is in between the 2p orbital of beryllium and 3p orbital of chlorine because two chlorine atoms are there. So here the two covalent bonds are sigma bonds here. That one is between 2s and 3p orbital. The another one is between 2p and 3p. So the two sigma bonds formed here are different. So the bond strengths might be different. Then two different bonds means how the shape of the molecule it is linear. We have studied in the Vesper theory and the bond angle is 180 degrees. How it is possible? It should not possible, right? Because two different kind of bonds are there. Of course the covalent bonds only, but two different with different orbitals. Then how it is possible? The bond strength will be different and the bond strength will be different and the bond angle should be different, and finally the shape of the molecule also it should not be linear. But what makes the beryllium chloride should be in the linear shape and the bond angle between these two beryllium and chlorine it is 180 degrees. So here is it is not, of course it is excited state only suggested, but some other reasons are there. for the formation of this beryllium chloride. Let us see what are those reasons behind the formation of beryllium chloride. We have seen that so many discrepancies are there. What kind of discrepancies are there here? In beryllium chloride, if the overlapping of orbitals is two different kinds, that is one is between 2s and 3p, another one is 2p and 3p. So the bond strengths must be different. So it should not be 180 degrees. The bond angle, it should not be 180 because of the two different kinds of overlapping and different bond strengths. But the bond strengths are same. How it is possible? What's happening inside that beryllium chloride molecule? So all these discrepancies are explained in the form of hybridization of atomic orbitals. In general, hybrid means what? Developed and newly formed. It is completely developed. Similarly, here hybridization means atomic orbitals. In atomic orbitals, hybridization process happened here. How this hybridization happened? Let us see. This one proposed by Linus Pauling in the year of 1931. Let us see the beryllium atom. First one, it is ground state electronic configuration. If we observe 1s2, 2s2. And whereas excited state means one electron, it jumps to the next orbital, next level. We have seen that one in the lesson structure of atom. We have discussed that electrons sometimes it excite and go to the upper level. Sometimes it loses its energy and comes down. So here it is getting excited and moves to the next level. 2p1. Now how many unpaired electrons are there in beryllium? 2 unpaired electrons. One in 2s1 orbital, another one is in 2px1. So it is ready to participate in the chemical reaction with 2 chlorine atoms now. But here, instead of forming 2s 3p or 2p 3p covalent bonds, what's happening here? First of all, in the excited state beryllium, the 2s orbital, see here, this is the 2s orbital and here it is 2p orbital. So 1 electron each, s orbital spherical shape and p orbital dumbbell shape. Where all this happening in beryllium excited state. After exciting 1 electron and jumps to the next level, these two, s orbital and p orbital, overlap each other and forms a new bond, that is sp. This orbital, newly formed orbital, is called sp orbital. This sp orbital, it is a product of combination of s orbital and p orbital. That means these are not bonded in between these, within the beryllium only, not with the other atoms. So within the beryllium atom, the s orbital and p orbital overlap each other and they reshuffle their electrons. They redistribute into newly formed orbitals. The newly formed orbitals, now they are called as sp orbital. Now we should not call single s and single p orbital in beryllium, but here the newly formed orbital, it is called sp orbital. How many sp orbitals are formed? How many combined? Those many only comes out here. 1s and 1p combined here in the excited state, and so the result also 2 sp orbitals here. This is the sp orbital. They combine like this. This is one sp and this is another sp. Here 2 sp orbitals. They overlap and the shape we will represent this one like this also. So what is the reason for this kind of representation? That is, one side it is bigger one and another side it is very small, because the p character is more. The p orbital percentage, it is more. That's why in the sp orbital the shape we will represent like this. We have to symbolize this one like this. Got it? In the excited state, of course, two unpaired electrons are there, but they are not as such participating in the chemical reaction. Before participating in the chemical bonding, they reshuffle and redistribute their electrons. Within the beryllium atom, they redistribute one s and one p orbital. They both overlap each other and form two new orbitals like 2sp orbitals, 2 sigma sp orbitals here. These are called sp orbitals. How many form? 2 sp orbitals. Now how many sp orbitals are ready here in beryllium atom to form bond with chlorine atoms? 2 sp orbitals. Are you clear? So hybridization. What is hybridization? Hybridization is a phenomenon of intermixing of atomic orbitals of almost equal energy. Almost equal energy which are present in the outer shells of the atom, and their reshuffling and redistribution into the same number of orbitals. Observe here. The phenomenon is called hybridization. Under the hybridization process, what is happening? The intermixing of atomic orbitals of almost equal energy. Here, 2s also having one unpaired electron and 2p also having one unpaired electron. Both are almost having the equal energies. Then, where they are? They present in the outer shells of the atom, within the atom, not the two atoms. Observe here, within the atom, the intermixing of atomic orbitals of almost equal energies. What is happening after intermixing? That their reshuffling or redistribution is happening into the how many number? If 2 are overlapping, then the product also will come out as 2 only. If 3 mixes, then 3 will come out. So, how many they participate? Then they reshuffle, but the shape will change. Observe here, S and P is in different shapes, but sp orbitals, newly formed hybrid orbitals. Here we call that one as sp hybrid orbital, because after undergoing the process of hybridization, the newly formed sp orbitals are emerged. So, after redistribution, the same number of orbitals will appear, but how it will be? With equal properties like shape and energy. The shape, if you observe sp orbital shape, it is same for two sp orbitals, and energy also will be equal energy. Got it? Don't get confused. Now let us see the beryllium chloride molecule, how it is forming. Now we have seen the complete formation of sp hybrid orbitals in the beryllium atom. Observe here, beryllium atom, ground state electronic configuration we have seen, whereas excited state, one electron jumps and moves to the next orbital. So in this beryllium excited state, hybridization process, phenomenon of hybridization happens here, and the so formed orbitals are called, how many orbitals here? 2 sp orbitals. The 2 sp orbitals are representing like this, containing each side of one unpaired electron. So here 2 sp orbitals are ready to participate in the chemical reaction with 2 chlorine atoms. Chlorine atom electronic configuration we know, where the unpaired electron is present in 3pz orbital. So this is also p orbital, but how many unpaired electrons are there? One unpaired electron. And how many here? 2 sp orbitals, hybrid orbitals. Let us see the formation here. This is the beryllium with 2 unpaired electrons, and now 2 chlorine atoms will come, one side of beryllium, one chlorine atom and another side of beryllium, one more chlorine atom. Now the overlapping, observe here how the overlapping is happening. So that Here the bond it is chlorine and beryllium. In between the chlorine and beryllium, sigma p and sp, because the overlap is in between the p orbital of chlorine atom and the sp hybrid orbital of beryllium atom. Similarly, other side, the sigma sp and p bond. This is sigma bond, it is a covalent bond. In between, how the overlap happened among the sp hybrid orbital of beryllium and p orbital of chlorine atom. So the bond angle in between this beryllium and chlorine, it is 180 degrees. The shape, it is linear shape. That's why the shape it is linear, because even though the beryllium it is electron deficient molecule, because of this hybridization phenomenon, the reshuffling of electrons happen inside the beryllium atom, and so the hybrid sp orbitals formed. So after forming the sp hybrid orbitals, these sp hybrid orbitals are now ready to participate in the chemical reaction, are ready to make the bonds with the two chlorine atoms. So this is the reason, because even though beryllium is an electron deficient molecule, it is making the bond angle here 180 degrees and the shape is linear, and the bond strength it is equal. Bond strength, the two bonds here, 2 sigma sp p bonds here, the two bonds are having equal strength. The both beryllium and chlorine bonds, BeCl bonds, those are sigma sp p bonds. Why we have to write like this? Among the beryllium and chlorine, beryllium is having sp hybrid orbital and chlorine is having p orbital. So the bond between these two are sigma spp. We have to write like this, sigma sp and p. These two are identical and have same strength. Both are same and also having the same bond strength. This is most important. After the forming bond, after the bond formation, also after the beryllium chloride molecule, in that beryllium chloride molecule, after formation of this sigma spp bonds, the bond strength is equal. The bonds are identical and have same bond strength. The bond angle is 180 degrees. Similarly, one more molecule, that is boron trifluoride molecule. This is also we have seen in the VSEPR theory, valential electron pair repulsion theory. Down the beryllium chloride, this BF3 we have seen that one here. Even this one also electron deficient. The three fluorine atoms are completely attain the octet, but not the boron. Even though the boron it is immediately they participate in the chemical reaction and they make bonds, the covalent bonds with fluorine. How the hybridization is appearing in the boron? How the hybridization happened? Let us see. Boron ground state electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. So usually after looking at this ground state electronic configuration, what we will think? Boron is ready to make bonds, covalent bond. How many bonds? Only one bond, because one unpaired electron. So one covalent bond should be formed, but it is making three bonds with three fluorine atoms. How? Let us see. The excited state, what is happening? See here, one electron jumps and goes to the next level, upper level, that is 2p1. Here, see, 2p is 0 in the ground state, but in the excited state it is 2p1. Now how many unpaired electrons are there in the excited state? 3 unpaired electrons. So what will happen here? These 3 unpaired electrons, that means 1 electron from 2s orbital and 2 electrons from 2p orbitals. So total 3 electrons from 2 different orbitals, 2s and 2p orbitals. They redistribute or reshuffle among them, and then newly formed hybrid orbitals will form. How many orbitals? Let us see here. We have discussed in the beryllium chloride also. How many are participating in the chemical reaction? The newly formed also the same number. 3 are participating, are overlapping with each other, are reshuffling with each other. Then The newly formed hybrid orbitals also 3 only. In boron, the newly formed hybrid orbitals are here 3. Totally how many s orbitals here? 1 s orbital. And how many p orbitals are participating? 2 p orbitals. So the newly formed are sp2. See here. How many forms? 3. And the bond it is called sp2. The newly formed hybrid orbitals names are sp2 hybrid orbitals. 3 sp2 hybrid orbital shape it is just like this, and each one corner, each one sp2 hybrid orbital attains one unpaired electron. Now the fluorine electronic configuration, let us see. 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. Where the unpaired electron present here? In z, 2p z orbital. So now let us see the bond. This is the p orbital of fluorine containing only one unpaired electron. If the 3 sp2 orbitals, hybrid orbitals of boron, see here, second one and third. So totally 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals of boron. It is now ready to make the bonds with 3 fluorine atoms. One will come and attach here, and similarly the remaining 2 also. 3 fluorine atoms comes and attach with the 3 corners of the sp2 hybrid orbitals. Observe this overlapping. The so formed bonds are sigma sp2p, because sp2 hybrid orbitals from boron and p orbital from fluorine. So the bond between these fluorine and boron it is sigma sp2p. All the 3 bonds are of same here, identical, and the strengths also same. The bond angle, observe this one, F fluorine and boron and again fluorine. The bond angle in between these FBF it is 120 degrees. All the three corners it is equal, 120 degrees. The 3 boron and fluorine bonds, the 3 BF bonds, that is sigma sp2 and p, are identical and have same strength. The newly formed orbitals also having equal energy and size. Finally, how many bonds formed here in boron trifluoride? 3 covalent bonds. What kind of bonds those are? Sigma sp2p. Here in BeCl2 sp hybrid orbitals are formed. That is, that hybridization we will call sp hybridization. Whereas in boron trifluoride, what kind of hybridization has undergone here? This atom, boron atom, undergone here sp2 hybridization, because the overlapping is in between one s orbital and 2p orbital. So the newly formed hybrid orbitals are named as sp2 hybrid orbitals. These sp2 hybrid orbitals are ready to make a bond with p orbital of fluorine. So here 3 fluorine atoms are ready to make bond with boron. Till now we have seen sp hybridization in beryllium chloride and sp2 hybridization in boron trifluoride. Let us see what kind of hybridization in ammonia molecule. Read the electronic configuration of nitrogen, the ground state 1s2, 2s2 and 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. Whereas in excited state 1s2, 2s2, and in excited state the one electron jumps to the next p orbital and there a complete pair in 2px2. How many orbitals that are intermixing or reshuffling their electrons here? One electron in s orbital and total 4 electrons from 3p orbitals. So the intermixing of one s orbital and 3p orbitals, what will comes out here? What we can call the hybrid orbitals as sp3 hybrid orbitals. Totally how many sp3 hybrid orbitals are formed? 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, because 1s and 3p, they reshuffle their electrons and they emerged like 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. But in these 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, if you observe, one sp3 hybrid orbital, it is filled with 2 electrons. That means there is a lone pair of electrons present. 2 electrons, that is a pair of electron present. But the remaining 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals are filled with 1 electron each. Next, hydrogen electronic configuration, we know 1s1. Let us see the overlapping of sp3 hybrid orbitals and s orbital. These are 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now, the 3 hydrogen atoms comes and overlap with 3 hybrid orbitals. That means one, it is lone pair, so it is completely filled, so it won't participate in chemical reaction. But the 3 remaining sp3 hybrid orbitals, they are ready to overlap with s orbital of hydrogen atom. The newly formed bonds are named as sigma sp3. Yes, because sp3 is from nitrogen atom and s orbital from hydrogen atom. The first bond, that's why those are strong bonds and overlapping here. So sigma sp3 s bonds. 3 sigma sp3 s bonds in between nitrogen and hydrogen. The 3 bonds are sigma sp3 s. These 3 bonds are how it look like? They are identical. That means same and have same strength. The bond strength also same. And we have discussed about the lone pair also. How many lone pairs are present in NH3 molecule? 1 lone pair of electron present here. And what about bond angle here? The bond angle in between this hydrogen and nitrogen and hydrogen, HNH, bond angle is 107 degrees 48 minutes. The actual bond angle in ammonia molecule, it is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Do you remember we have discussed about this ammonia molecule in valential electron pair repulsion theory also. Because of here one lone pair presence, the lone pair occupies more space around the nucleus. And moreover, the repulsions between the lone pair and bond pair. What are the bond pair here? Sigma sp3, yes, this is the bond pairs. And what is the lone pair here? 1 lone pair sp3 hybrid orbitals. So this lone pair repulses the bond pairs and these bonds are now contracted. That's why the actual bond angle should be 109 degrees 28 minutes. Because of these repulsions between lone pair and bond pair, the bond angle decreased and it is now 107 degrees 48 minutes. Got it? What kind of hybridization has undergone in ammonia molecule? The hybrid orbitals are sp3 hybrid orbitals. The newly formed orbitals are sp3 hybrid orbitals. The kind of hybridization here, it is sp3 hybridization. Because of 1s orbital and 3p orbitals intermix and reshuffle their electrons to form 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. And you have to remember here, the one lone pair is present. Because of this lone pair, the bond angle, it is decreasing. Let us see the next one, water molecule. What kind of hybridization is present here? In water molecule, oxygen, hydrogen, 2 different atoms are there. Oxygen atom ground state electronic configuration here, only 2 vacant orbitals. That means unpaired electrons, 2 electrons are there. So it has to form 2 covalent bonds. But how the hybridization is? Let us see. The excited state electronic configuration, it is 1s2, 2s2. in 2px2, the electron jumps to the next one. So from 2s orbital, the electron jumps to the 2py. Here how many sp orbitals are sp2 or sp3? What kind of hybridization this one here? Yes, it is 1s orbital and 3p orbital. So again it is sp3 hybridization. But how many hybrid orbitals are formed here? 4 hybrid orbitals because 1s and 3p orbitals. But observe this one, this excited state electronic configuration, 2 orbitals, that is 2px2, 2py2, these are filled with 2 electrons. That means the orbital is completely filled. So here 2 lone pair present in oxygen. So totally 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Among these 2 hybrid orbitals are filled with 2 lone pairs, but the remaining 2 are filled with 1 electron each. And now these hybrid orbitals are ready to overlap with 1s1 orbital of hydrogen. This is the hydrogen orbital. Observe this formation. This is 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals with 2 lone pairs upside and 1 each electron. That means 2 sp3 hybrid orbitals are on downside and 2 are upper side. Now 2 hydrogen atoms, they are ready to overlap with 2 sp3 hybrid orbitals. The so formed bond we can call it as sigma bond, that is sigma sp3 and s. The sigma bond is in between the sp3 orbital of oxygen atom and s orbital of hydrogen atom. Okay, now 2 bonds here, those are in between oxygen and hydrogen. The bonds to sigma sp3s are identical and have same strength. The newly formed bonds are having same size and strength, remember that one. But here we have to discuss about these lone pairs. How many lone pairs are present in water molecule? 2 lone pairs in 2 sp3 hybrid orbitals. In previous slide we have seen that in ammonia molecule how many lone pairs? 1 lone pair. So there the repulsions are there. Here also because of these 2 lone pairs, much more repulsions. Lone pair bond pair repulsions are more. Even here lone pair repulsions are much greater than lone pair bond pair repulsion. Because of these lone pair repulsions, the bond angle between HOH, that means hydrogen, oxygen and hydrogen atom, it is 104 degrees 31 minutes instead of 109 degrees 28 minutes. So the newly formed hybrid orbitals contains 2 lone pairs. Because of these lone pairs, the bond angle also here decreases. So what is the bond angle in water molecule? 104 degrees 31 minutes. How many lone pairs are there? 2 lone pairs are there. And what kind of hybridization? sp3 hybridization. How many covalent bonds here? 2 covalent bonds. What are the names? Sigma sp3? Yes. So this is the reason. So because of this reason, water molecule and BeCl2 and boron trifluoride and ammonia molecule, they are having same identical same strength or identical orbitals, identical bonds, even though they are forming different kind of overlapping, they are making different kind of overlapping also. Because of this hybridization, the orbitals are undergoing hybridization. By reshuffling their electrons, the newly formed hybrid orbitals are having same strength. The bond strength it is same and the shape also same. And because of these kind of similar kind of shape and bond strengths, the newly formed covalent bonds are having same strength and they are identical with each other. So the reason behind the shapes of the molecules is this one, the overlapping of hybrid orbitals. because the mostly you have to remember that first we have discussed about the valence electrons, like Lewis dot structure in the Lewis dot structure, and we have discussed mainly about the octet, how the atom is attaining the octet, that is stable. And later slowly we came to know that Lewis dot structure, and then later shapes of the molecules. What we have learned there, the shape through the shapes of the molecules, lone pairs and bond pairs, there the discrimination. And there one more thing we have learned, that single bond, double bond and triple bond. Later valence theory we have learned, valence bond theory we have learned, that is orbital concept. We have discussed in the previous class also. First we have focused on only valence electrons, but later the overlapping of orbitals we have seen in the valence bond theory. And now even though in that orbital overlapping, the final thing it is hybridization, the most important phenomena happening here. Because what is the reason behind all these molecules, shape of the molecule and strength, bond strengths and bond energies, bond angles, everything is cleared by this hybridization phenomenon. So finally, hybridization is explained, and the reason behind the equal bond strengths and equal bond angles and identical bonds, all these things explained by hybridization. Go through the textbook. All these are new concepts to you. This is for today. Practice these molecule shapes and hybrid orbitals. Thank you.